welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Briain. Joining me this week are Rhys James, Maisie Adam and Ishan Akbar, Angela Barnes, Hugh Dennis and Alistair Beckett-King. We hope at coming towards the end of COVID restrictions. Nonetheless, for safety, we're still encased in perspex between each panellist here, and our audience are, as ever, a virtual audience. You can see them there in their lovely homes. Well, some lovely. And one man on the Would I Lie to You set, which is a particularly unusual thing, an effort to have made. I mean, which I presume was meant as a friendly gesture, but is actually kind of passive-aggressive. We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Alistair, which category would you like?
I would like home news, please.
OK, cool. Your topic is home news. The answer is 12. What is the question?
Is the question, how many friends do I have to invite over for it to get biblical?
Is it rounded up to the nearest dozen? How many votes did Lawrence Fox get in the mayoral election?
Is it on a scale of 1 to 10, how embarrassed was I when I had to ask a bigger boy to take the lid off my protein powder?
This is, including my family of 4, this is the population of the dip.
Is it, after how many sessions did I have to tell my dad that he didn't need to do my backsack and crack?
He's shocked.
No, it's not that.
Is it, how many seconds did I last in Dragon's Den pitching my idea, stab-proof denim shorts?
Is it the number of times a minute someone sees me, says it, and gets it sorted?
Is it when Keir Starmer says he takes full responsibility, how many people does he actually blame?
Is it, at what age did I go home from my friend's house embarrassed after misunderstanding the term jam session?
Dara, you are the mathematician.
Yes.
Is it quite simply how many ounces in the kilometre?
Is it due to an admin error? How many doses of the vaccine have I now had?
Is it?
Does anyone have the correct answer?
Yeah. Is it how many people have been fully vaccinated in Europe?
Until what age did I think cats were female dogs?
Yeah. I can absolutely understand that. I think I might have thought the same thing.
Oh, Hugh, I was joking. I knew they were a different animal. I'm not an idiot, mate.
Does anyone have the correct answer?
The correct answer is how many travel destinations are on the new government green list?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Hugh.
Yeah.
For the correct answer. Yes, question I was looking for was, how many places is the government adding to its green list of destinations that people can return from quarantine-free? This is news that on Monday, the government announced 12 specific countries and overseas territories that won't require travellers to quarantine upon their return to the UK, although many of those places still have restrictions in place for travellers. It's an exciting situation where the government has basically said, you can come from those places, but you can't go there.
Portugal's on the green list, but Portugal are currently not permitting people from the UK. So it's very much sort of got the energy of when your mum used to be like, go and play with the kids on the street. And you're like, they've made it explicitly clear they don't want to play with me.
Why would we need to go to Portugal the same week they're reopening Nando's?
Also, you can see that the Falklands will turn into Benidorm by August. There'll be, like, loads of hen do's and stag do's. That place would not have seen as many shots since 1982.
Don't joke about the Falklands, mate.
Let me check my watch. You're a bit like, whoa, too soon for the Falklands material.
I think the confusing thing about the colour coding is it's like traffic lights. So there's a green list and there's an amber list and there's a red list. And what that means is you can't go to the country on the red list unless you're a cyclist.
I looked. I wanted to book a holiday to South Sandwich because I had to cancel my holiday to North Sandwich. So I looked up flights, and there are no flights. Not that they're fully booked. There are physically no flights going to. So they've literally, it's just a hustle from the government, isn't it, to just say we can go on holiday, but a list of places that basically don't exist. Soon, like, everyone's angry. There's only 12. Soon they're going to go. OK, we've heard you. We're adding some to the green list. You can now go to the Bermuda Triangle, Mordor, and Balamory.
I think what it is, it's got nothing to do with science or reciprocal agreements or anything like that. I think Boris has just Googled which countries have the most lax bigamy laws.
I asked my girlfriend if she wanted to go to South Sandwich, and she said it wasn't my birthday yet.
Oh.
Why do I keep getting old?
Ishan, that's weird. I asked your girlfriend if she wanted to go.
It is a bit like when your partner gives you, like, a freebie list of, like, celebrities you can sleep with, but the celebrity hasn't agreed to it. The celebrity is Brunei. It's like being told that you can have sex with Roy Cropper from Coronation Street and then being turned down by Roy Cropper.
All eyes now are on which other countries are going to join this green list. That's what everybody's looking for.
Yeah.
And I can't help but think that with the lack of Eurovision last year, that's how we should announce it. Like, Grant Shapps should just come onto the COVID briefings and be like, the UK gives green status to Gibraltar! And we all sort of applaud. And in true Eurovision style, all the other countries completely sack us off.
I think a lot of politics makes a lot more sense when you realise that world wars also run on Eurovision rules. So because we won the last one, we have to host the next one. That's where things are going.
What, however, in the spirit of opening these things out, what will we be able to do with our friends and family for Monday?
We can have a pint indoors.
You can have a pint.
I'm so excited. It's been so embarrassing going to the pub and asking if I can have my pint served warm.
I'm not looking forward to the pub's opening because I don't drink alcohol. It's not. I know it's not a cool thing to say, but I don't.
You're a better Muslim than me.
Yeah. Cracking beard, no alcohol. I'm way out in the lead. Yeah.
I don't think anyone was watching this going, what a good Muslim.
I've integrated, what can I tell you?
I don't think anyone goes, you know what, every week I pick my favourite Muslim on Mock the Week. What else can we do from next week?
They are relaxing rules on intimate contact between friends and family.
Yes, they are.
Which sounds incredibly dodgy.
Yes, it does, yeah. I mean,
To relax that rule, because I've been watching lots of documentaries on Netflix where that has happened, and it doesn't turn out well.
I would say that a lot of the rules about intimate contact with friends and family, they predate COVID. They've been there for a while.
It'll be nice to know that despite officially being allowed to, my dad's going to continue his 36-year streak of never hugging me.
Ishan, maybe it's because you keep asking him to wax your ball back.
As long as you don't breathe in each other's faces. I know, like, I haven't hugged anyone for a long, long time, but I don't remember that being a massive feature of hugging. Was I doing it wrong? Was I meant to go in like... sort of Harry Potter dementor, like...
This last year, it's been so much better to go, like, it saves the awkwardness, doesn't it? Of going, oh, are we hugging friends? Are we handshake friends? This year, it's clear. We're not friends.
What you have to do, actually, I mean, the technique, we all know the technique, because what the new technique of hugging is already, we all know it, because it is the soap opera I've Been Unfaithful.
Oh, I love that one.
Isn't it?
I love that hug, yeah.
So they go in, you know, your lover or whatever goes in for the hug, they go here, you look straight over their shoulder, you look at the camera and you go...
I agree, actually. I mean, I'm not on board with the hugger as a personality type. You know, people who call themselves a hugger is just so creepy.
Yeah, OK, that's creepy.
You know, like, I like hugs, I just don't like huggers. You know, in the same way that I like dogs.
There's also instructions in this. Don't look at someone, and then it says, don't hug everyone. Now, that's mad, isn't it? You're not going to hug. You're not going to walk down the street hugging everyone.
That's
you would
totally
be
my plan.
arrested.
That's totally my plan for Monday.
It also
that is, I will be roaming London like a bear, which I do anyway, to be honest.
I've seen you walking around. You walk around like Winnie the Pooh, don't you? Just grabbing honey. You're always wearing a T-shirt but no trousers. Just wander around. thing is, though, they're saying you've got to practice caution and restraint. That's the language in it, caution and restraint. And there will be people who still aren't really comfortable and they don't feel safe yet. So the trick is, I think, right, so that people feel safe when you're hugging them, that they're fine, is just when you're holding them tight and their head's there next to yours, just lean into their ear and just say, and remember, I'm really restraining myself at the moment. That's what the government have told us to do.
I think it's simpler than that. All you need to do, for those of us who aren't that keen on being hugged, all you need to do is, just for the first few weeks of hugs being legal, also legalise stabbing.
Wow.
Everyone's got the hang of it.
Angela, in which case, I've got a business idea for you. Have you heard of stab-proof denim shorts?
Yeah.
Funny enough, Rhys, I'm not that worried about people hugging me in the shorts region.
OK, at the end of that round, the points go to Angela, Hugh and Alistair. Now we play a round called Yippee-Ki-Yay, Mother Hugger. This round involves Alistair and Ishan, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch a wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Our first topic, please. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is exercise. Who wants to come on that?
I'll take this one. Now, the thing is, I've always been a bigger guy. My name is Ishan Akbar, and at school, my nickname was Snack Bar. Which is a pretty good name. And recently, there's been a bit of a move towards, like, the body positivity movement, and I have to say, I am body positive in that my body is positive for high cholesterol and high blood pressure. So, during this lockdown, I thought, right, OK, I'm going to try and lose a bit of weight. And here's the thing, my attitude to weight loss is a bit like Labour's attitude to getting elected, in that we both really want it to happen, but neither of us can be bothered to do anything about it. I went online and I got completely overwhelmed by how much information there is on how to lose weight, diet plans, exercise plans. But I found a foolproof plan on how to lose weight. It's called the Free School Meals Challenge, where for £30 a week, they send you £5 worth of food. You don't need a gym. It's amazing, right? And here's something I learned. I learned that different cultures and different communities have different attitudes to weight loss and exercise. So my girlfriend is a liberal middle-class white lady because I'm doing well. And people like her, you know, liberal middle-class people, they all do the same thing. They'll be like this. They'll be like, oh, God, I've had such a tiring week at work. Teams meeting, Zoom meeting, all sorts of meetings. I need a day to do absolutely nothing. And then, irrespective of the weather, you'll find a waterproof coat, find the nearest hill, walk up that hill, walk down that hill, and have some weak tea and weak soup at the end of it. Why? Why do liberal middle-class white people like doing walking, camping, tough mudder, the things that refugees need to survive? You make it your leisure activity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ishan. OK, that leaves us with Alistair. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is physical appearance.
Yes, I have one of those. Good. For context, my full name is Alistair Beckett-King. Now, I'd never know what kind of impression it makes, so I'm thinking of changing the hyphen to a comma, so it becomes Alistair Beckett, King. So much more impressive. But I actually live in a stained glass window depicting the martyrdom of John the Baptist. Now, a few of you might be thinking, I don't know if I can visualise the martyrdom of John the Baptist, but you can, because it looks exactly like this. That's right, I'm Britain's leading New Testament impersonator. Congratulations. But people will ask you that question, have you found Jesus? Have you found Jesus? They say it can be difficult to find Jesus, and this confuses me because in my experience, he's usually right in the middle of the paintings, you know? Slap bang in the centre. If you're struggling, I'm going to give you a bit of advice. What you want to be looking for is, like a guy, probably wearing white, raising one hand as if to say, yeah, I'm Jesus. No. this guy. Right? If that isn't enough for you, don't worry. There'll be other clues. There are, like, up to 12 other guys, really well-drawn robes and beards, all going, oh, look, it's Jesus. Who's that guy? Sometimes Doubting Thomas is there, getting a poke at the wound, you know? Doubting Thomas, or as I call him, sensibly waiting for empirical evidence Thomas, getting a poke. All I'm trying to get at is the whole of Western Christian art is a much easier version of Where's Wally? But let's be serious, you know, I would never compare me to Jesus, although a lot of builders have, because, well, I don't look like Jesus. Let's be sensible. I don't look like Jesus because I'm white, whereas Jesus was imaginary. So apologies to any Christians for whom I've spoiled the surprise. I'm sorry.
Okay, give that round. The points go to Alistair. Come on, sit down. Our next round is called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's going on here?
I think they put Keir Starmer on the TARDIS to demonstrate that his charisma looks a lot smaller from the outside.
Is this simply the closest Keir Starmer will ever get to power?
He's just going, I haven't a clue what any of these knobs do, but less about my job. Tell me about yours.
I'll tell you what, it looks very different to the place where Boris Johnson had his IT lessons.
Presumably he's saying, are you sure this time machine can take me back to 1997?
When politicians visit a workplace, why do they always dress as the people they're visiting? I want to see Keir Starmer go to a nunnery, frankly.
It looks like the English version of The Lion King.
Is there a voice going, we're in Hartlepool? I'm afraid I can't do that, Keir.
I think he's considering distracting people from the election results by doing a Chernobyl.
Can anyone do the correct answer, please?
That's Keir Starmer, probably on the campaign trail.
Absolutely right. Thank you very, very much. Hugh, very good. Yes. Yes, of course. It's a picture of Labour leader Keir Starmer, who this week oversaw disappointing election results for Labour across much of the country. What was significant, for example, about the Conservatives' win in Hartlepool?
Well, because they held that seat forever.
Yeah.
Basically. I mean, the Red Wall is being dismantled so fast, David Hasselhoff's planning to do a gig on it.
If I may speak on behalf of the working classes, as an average man on the street, I'm actually from the northeast of England. It's one of the least ethnically diverse parts of the United Kingdom, and I don't think it's understood at all in London. Like when I was a kid, the first Asian people I met were characters in maths exam questions. And that doesn't set you up. When I met Ishan earlier, first thing I did was give him a basket of 12 apples.
I do find that Labour response to what's happened is, you know, to have a reshuffle, and it's like, oh, Keir.
The idea of reshuffle is a great idea. It's a great policy. You see this in all sorts of lines of work when things... Like when a football manager, right, if something's going wrong on the football pitch, always you see it. He puts the striker in goal for a bit for a new perspective. It's
Particularly like the way that he essentially seemed to have fired Angela Rayner. And then it turns out he was actually just doing a really elongated X Factor thing.
Yeah,
where he was going, I will not be bringing you back as party chairman because you're now the Secretary of State for the future of work.
It's the political equivalent of going to dump someone, they start crying, then you get on one knee and propose.
Yes.
Oh, don't cry, don't cry. I just want to make you happy. I want to make you happy. Let's come out. Oh, shit.
And it gets even more mad because also she's the shadow of the Duchy of Lancaster, which means she has to shadow Michael Gove, and as he's undead, he doesn't have a shadow.
Well,
So she is the shadow of the Duchy of Lancaster, which, by the way, is the most insane. We deserve every offensive British portrayal in American films we get, if that's a job title.
Yeah.
Why, hello, I'm the Shadow Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster. Pop a cup of tea in me top hat, Mrs. Me noggin's gone cold. It's ridiculous. Why is that a phrase that is an actual job that runs this country? But she's that, right, that most old-fashioned thing I've ever heard, and she's the Shadow Chancellor of the future of work. She is this old medieval thing and something from the future. It's like she's been told she's got to run the TikTok account for Stonehenge.
I control the robot jousting tournament.
She's been out on the campaign trail, and people have sort of been making fun of the way she dresses, which is just like an ordinary woman, as far as I could tell. I get that you have to dress for the job you want, which is why my dream is to be a magician on a ferry. But...
I can't unsee this now.
Been practising my card tricks, I'll show you later.
If you ask me, the only time a woman's dressed inappropriately is if she's wearing a dress without pockets.
But this was...
The idea that posh people can make fun of how working-class people dress when posh people invented fencing, a sport which is basically a knife fight while you're dressed as a sexy beekeeper.
Yeah.
Because there you can see, God, they're in a complete spin because nothing will stick to Johnson. Literally, they've tried everything. Big things, small things, Arcuri, curtains, everything. They're flinging stuff, and he's just sitting on the other side of the box going, vaccine bounce, 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 like a vaccine bounce. Nothing will stick to it.
So Teflon, like, it doesn't... like, there's so many skeletons in his closet, and we don't even get upset enough when we find out he's made us pay for the closet.
End of that round. Can we give the points to Ishan, Maisie and Rhys, please? Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, please. I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK. The first subject is things a sports commentator would never say.
Murray passes it to Djokovic, passes it to Murray, passes it to Djokovic, passes it to... God, this is predictable, isn't it? Bloody hell.
You're watching The Caber Toss, and I'm joined by Scotland's leading retired tosser, Alex Salmond.
And Hamilton finishes the first lap, and he's on to the second lap. He is nailing it in his new job as a lap dancer.
Oh, he has driven that 200 yards into some trees. And that is the worst penalty I've ever seen.
Federer, 40 love. Federer, you're 40 love. Retire. Think of your name.
He was disqualified yesterday after submitting a urine sample. The urine was clean, it's just no one had asked for one.
Well, the referee is getting abuse, and that's not good to see. But now he's going to the monitor, the wanker.
And the crowd is chanting 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, which is 170 in binary.
Hamilton comes away with 12 points. So well-deserved. He was doing 200 in a built-up area. What a lunatic.
And the striker's through on goal and the keeper is coming out. Not really the time or place, but good to see we've kicked homophobia out of football.
And it's a classic pit stop there from Lewis Hamilton. Ginster's coffee and a shit.
That right hook caught him completely off guard. It was swift, it was aggressive, and has completely ruined this chess match.
Oh, my God, I've got that swimming cosy.
Well, I don't know what the rules say about that. Surely that javelin went further thanks to the goose it was stuck in.
You're watching the Divorced Olympics, and it's Kanye West and Bill Gates coming up to the finish line, but who's this on the inside? It's Lawrence Fox! Lawrence Fox for the gold!
And look at this, Hamilton is now leading, and I'm being escorted out of the theatre for commentating on a musical.
And now we have the final of the Olympic 100 metres for men. 8 of the fastest men on the planet will cover this distance in just 9.6 seconds. Shit, missed it.
The next topic is unlikely things to hear in the government COVID briefing.
So tonight's COVID briefing will be hosted by Matt Hancock, Chris Whitty, and due to a scheduling mix-up, Giles Brandreth in Dictionary Corner.
Well, there are clearly variants of concern. There is one from Kent, one from South Africa, but the one we really need to worry about is a variant of the Brazilian, otherwise known as the vajazzle.
Sorry.
Tonight's COVID briefing will be led by Matt Hancock and Ramesh Ranganathan. Yep, he's in this now too.
Mr. Hancock, will you stop stalling and just answer the question? It's simple. I'll ask it again. I have no eyes but cannot see. You'll head inside. If you see me, what am I?
Yeah, my question's for Patrick Vallance. What made you get into virology?
Due to an administrative mix-up today, can I please urge everyone who was inoculated with the Tizer to return to the vaccination centre?
I would still urge you not to travel unless it's absolutely essential. Like that trip to Barnard Castle, that was absolutely fine. Dominic, please don't leak my nudes.
So that we can reach out to a wider audience, I'm going to deliver this briefing through the medium of rap. Wham! Bam! Thank you, Van Tam. I'm Professor Chris Whitty, and my ass won't quitty. The ladies all love me, they show me their titties. Wear a mask, please. Shit!
The vaccine needs to be stored at -70 degrees, so obviously that needs specialised fridges, industrial freezers, or the yawning void where Priti Patel's heart should be.
And as we reach the final stages of our vaccination programme, we now move on to the last priority group in the country, stage magicians. I wish I could beatbox, I would if I could.
I've got this, right. In order to reach a wider audience...
Go back. I'm sorry.
Please, positive vibes, right. Wham! Bam! Thank you, Van Time.
Holy
It's going badly. I'm going to do it in the next section.
These COVID briefings have been tough, but all I can say is, at least I didn't try and rap in any of them.
And now, Chris Whitty and Matt Hancock will dance the American Smooth.
Wham! Bam! Thank you, Van Tam. I'm Professor Chris Whitty, and my ass won't quitty. The ladies all love me, they show me their titties. Wear a mask, please, help the RA ease. Stay alert, Britain. Now, next slide, please. Woo! Hey? It was worth it. Yeah, it was worth it.
We can now share the grim results of the data we've gathered this week, and it shows that it was avoid Whitty, shag me, and marry Vallance.
I've got a little man in my pocket. His name is Quincy St. John. What's that, Quincy? He says I shouldn't have told you.
Well, that's it from me, Specky and Slaphead. I've been Boris Johnson. See you tomorrow.
Yes, that sounds like a question for our Chief Medical Officer, Chris Whitty. So, Chris, I think we're all wondering, why is it impossible to poo without weeing?
OK, at the end of that round, the points go to Isha, Maisie and Rhys. That's the end of the show. This week's winners are Angela Barnes, Hugh Dennis and Alistair Beckett-King. Commiserations to Rhys James, Maisie Adam and Ishan Akbar. Thanks for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night.
For comedy packed with playdates and parenting help, press red now to see the new series of Motherland on iPlayer. Here on BBC Two next, the hilarious Diane Morgan is Mandy.